concept to getting from the introvert to the confident guy, which is not insecure about himself, is just rewriting your identity. So, what I mean by that is, in my young years, I've wasted all my time playing video games. I was sitting like this in school, I didn't make any eye contact because I was scared of the other people. I simply thought that I was inferior to the other guys. There were athletes with a six pack, and then there was me with this little this bad stomach, you know. And of course, I was getting insecure because of the guys which were using their time wisely instead of just playing video games like me. Over the time, over time, I just got so used to being the guy which isn't competent in any field of life, which is just the ghost ignored by everybody. And of course, I started getting into that victim role even. Okay, I'm the ghost which nobody wants to talk to. Okay, I stand on the school court alone. If you have these beliefs in your mind, it's quite the spaced out concept when I first heard about this. But it's about setting yourself into a new light. So, for example, if you're the introvert right now, tell yourself that you actually like people. I know this sounds crazy because, oh, does the perception of yourself change really? But our brains work in this weird way where if you visualize the situations enough, you daydream a lot, right? You know what it's like being in these perfect fantasies where you actually have fun, where you would want to escape to. What's the difference between these daydreams and your life right now? So, probably in your daydreams, you can actually act out the way you want to, right? And now, here's the question: why can't you act like in your daydreams in real life? So, okay, other people might laugh at you. You don't feel secure enough. You are afraid of the other guys because, well, they are better than you. You don't have the right to act like this. These were all limiting beliefs for me when I was younger. But now, when looking back, I would just slap my little self because these are no reasons. And I truly believe if you would just be authentic enough and allow yourself to give your gift, you can be really bubbly, but instead you try to mimic the cool guys, which have their own insecurities, which have so much to work on, and they just waste their energy on being this nonchalant little guy. You don't have to be like them, seriously. You can be the happy guy smiling. If you smile, you will make a lot of people feel happy. Now, please take a piece of paper and let's get back to the identity thing. So, when I was getting bullied, I went to a school worker which explained to me, okay, what's your identity right now? This is the first time where I got in touch with that concept, but I didn't really know what it was about. So I wrote down at home, it was a homework assignment, so I wrote down, okay, I'm this guy, I'm a good son, I'm a good brother. I get what I want if I wanted to, but I'm also the quiet kid. I don't do a lot of stuff with friends. I don't even have friends. And now we want to write down things that actually serve us. So, for example, I like my friends. I like talking to people. I smile a lot when I'm with people. When I have things to say, I say really important things that have value. And it's important to do these positive sentences. It's not like you can do a negative. I am not the obnoxious guy because then don't think of a pink elephant, right? You will have the picture in your mind and your brain doesn't function that way. So you want to say, okay, I like talking to people, not I'm not scared of talking to people because they're not, you don't want to have that in there. Get it? It really would have benefited me if I got into that concept earlier and then experienced what it would be like to look at that piece of paper every day, repeat it in my head, and then, okay, I'm actually going up to people now and I'm smiling to them. Just today, I was at a healthcare course and there were around four other guys. Now, one of them smoked during the breaks, the other one just sat there with his AirPods in, and then there were actually two guys which seemed kind of friendly. So I went up to them because, okay, I approach people, right? That's just the way I build up my identity, which you can do. Which you can too, by the way. So I go up to them and ask them some stupid question. What do you know about mouth to mouth breathing? And these guys were just so happy about being talked to, actually. So we had a nice little conversation about how stupid it was going to be doing it in front of all the other participants in the course. And right there, it just kind of snapped for me again. And I got this little dopamine rush. I would have never done this thing 5 years ago, 3 years ago, even. So please consider if you want to stay like you are right now. Because I believe you can fundamentally rebuild yourself, and I believe that you can do it. I've gotten there, and I've wasted all my youth with video games. You're probably better than me even. So I'm not a special person. You might be. And even if you were normal, then still you would get ahead of me. Because I figured this concept out 2 years ago when I was 15. Now you can imagine the kind of thing it would have served me if I was 13 years old. Please don't be scared to live authentically. And even if there were some big guys which you got intimidated by, why? The guys that make you feel bad usually have their own problems, and if you're this happy person, you have this confident aura about yourself, and that's what you want, right? You want to be perceived as the guy which is confident, which has his life intact, and that you can do. Just write down a few sentences, repeat them in your mind throughout the day. Listen to my words, and maybe you'll even hear these words which I am saying to you right now in the next 2 weeks. And just get there, honestly. I don't believe you're on a bad path if you watch this video, because few people actually want to evolve themselves. The 90% just sit around right now, scrolling on Instagram while being with their friends. You can build good relationships, good friendships. I have a Discord server in the description. Join that. Until then, stay safe and see you soon.